Welcome to The Grand Balance, a bi-weekly podcast hosted by two working grandmas navigating the beautiful chaos of work and family. Today, I am so excited to introduce our guest. She has a spot that we've never done before. It's going to be a 2-episode spot because we feel like there's so much to say. This guest, her name is Sharon, my namesake. Sharon is a mother of 3, licensed esthetician and skin wellness expert with a passion for helping people feel confident in their skin. With a degree in integrated marketing communication and 17 years of hands-on experience, she blends science, education, and self-care to guide her clients toward radiant, healthy skin, which we all need. In her practice, she specializes in treatments that support skin regeneration, from LED therapy to advanced facials, dermaplane peels, and more. She focuses on creating sustainable, personalized, and effective routines that actually work. She believes true skin health comes from the balance of professional treatments, daily habits, and self-love. Welcome to the podcast, Sharon. I'm so excited to talk skin.
So happy to be here with you guys, and thank you for having me.
Well, we are excited. We're going to, as I said before, make this 2 episodes. And first, I think we can talk about all the needs. We are a grandma podcast, as you know, of younger girls, tweens, teens, early 20s, all the stuff that's going on with that whole group. And then our next episode, which we are also very excited about, we can address more mature skin and our age.
Yes,
Awesome.
and I'm really excited to talk about this. It follows nicely with our last episode where we discussed the anxious generation and all the things that our younger generation is influenced by. And there's a lot out there on YouTube and other social media channels that are getting younger girls mainly interested in skincare, right or wrong, at a very young age. So I'm really interested in the topic for at the younger age as well.
Yes, I've been so excited. As you know, skincare for tweens and teens has become a huge topic, especially with how social media like TikTok and YouTube has fueled trends and adds confusion to young girls' skincare needs. Many grandmas may not be aware of this, and we look forward to educating our listeners, which will hopefully pass down and help younger listeners and their parents to cut through the noise. And we brought on the expert to do this. So I know you have 3 girls, so you not only live it through work, but you live it in your home life as well.
Every day.
What ages are your girls?
I have a 4-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 10-year-old.
Oh, nice. So yeah, definitely an expert.
And
And a mother.
in the exact age where I'm hearing that girls are starting to be influenced by lots of products and things like that. So would love your perspective.
So what is your take on the TikTok Sephora skincare craze? Are these trends helpful or harmful for younger girls, tweens, and teens?
And when we talk about tweens, let's even start younger. So, as I mentioned on a prior episode, I have a 7-year-old niece who is already feeling the pressure of buying these products and feeling left out and embarrassed that her parents are not buying her these products.
Yes, it is a crazy trend that we have been seeing in social media. Like you said, YouTube, Instagram, the get ready with me situation with non-professionals, letting these girls know what's cool or what's not cool. And at the end of the story, they're hurting their skin. Their skin barrier is getting compromised. They're irritating their skin. And us as parents is sometimes very hard to navigate because you want your kid to be cool, to be okay with the friends, but this is not a social matter. I would see it as a health situation. So I like to make it fun at home and maybe organize a little bit of like do your own mask with natural things, and I don't know, use something like yogurt or honey or oatmeal or blueberries, but whatever you decide, it's a good recipe to make a fun mask or a scrub, and that way they can play with a healthier side of skincare. Also, I believe in educating the kids and boost their self-esteem through a different way so they are not depending on these trends and on these influencers that get paid to say whatever they're saying. The other day I met a little young girl and she's like, yeah, and they're retinol. And I'm like, you're 11. You shouldn't have retinol in your vocabulary. Forget about it in your skin. But then if the parents don't see what the kids are buying or what they're putting on their skin, they're going to end up with like skin irritation, obviously overspending in things that they don't need. So I believe in like education, make it fun, home where you can make it healthy, and it is also okay to start educating them about their own skin. For example, I take a group of young girls every year where we teach them how to take care of their skin without too much. I believe on keeping it simple. And by that, I mean, it's okay to teach them to wash their face morning and night. It's okay. But with what? That's what's important. It's okay to teach them that sunscreen and every single day it's important. Yeah, that's important. Depending on their skin, they need a certain moisturizer. So I think those three steps are pretty safe to start whenever the girls are intrigued by, but in certain ways, like according to their age.
Can you give us kind of the recipe? So let's start at that 7-year-old. Should they be doing anything besides washing their face morning and night and wearing sunscreen?
Well, I do believe that their personality might push you to a certain point, and you need to be comfortable by educating them and maybe 2 steps in the morning and 2 steps at night, which is the cleanser and the SPF in the morning and the cleanser and the moisturizer at night. And you can use very natural products. Now, natural, green, organic, oh my God, there's so many words for it. It really doesn't really mean that you're going to grab it from your garden and put it in your skin, because there are a lot of natural products that are irritating to the skin. So when I look into that clean or safe or natural beauty to use for the kids, I'm going back to, yes, you want to grab a more natural approach, but you also have, like, you want them to have the background in being safe within their science, maybe a third party certification and transparency with their ingredients. So I can name a lot of brands, but also, for example, there's a lot of brands that you have probably heard, and they were very natural and they started very organic and whatever this whole clean scenario is. And then they sold to bigger companies. So the things have changed. They might have started as a small company with like very good reputation when it comes to ingredients and not. But then they sell the company. The name is still the same. You're not aware of the change of ownership, and things could change in like the recipes. So,
That's interesting.
Just like food companies. Yeah, that I hadn't thought about that in regards to skincare.
mhm, same idea. So I believe on doing your own research with the brands that you think, oh my God, I've heard, I don't know, I'm not going to promote any brands, but look into 3 skincares, compare them, read the ingredients. I mean, nobody understands the ingredients. So you do have to go and Google or chat GPT. Is this, for example, for me at 7 or 10 years old, for me, it's very important to look into something that it's not disrupting their hormones. Why? Because they're about to start changing, and everything's going to just go cuckoo in their body, and you don't want anything to add to it. So for me, that's one thing I research for at that age, that it's not hormone disruptive. And depending on their skin, because it might have already started, I most likely will go for something that it will not clog their pores. So something very light, something that will hydrate but very little, that it has no anti-aging, no retinols, or what I call no actives. What are my actives? Retinol, glycolic, salicylic, all of those ingredients that they really don't need at this point.
That's great to know. So 2 steps in the morning, 2 steps at night, and it's cleansing step 1, sunscreen step 2 in the morning, cleansing step 1, and moisturizer step 2 at night. Love it. Simple.
Well, I think they're going to like the ideas of having steps because that's what's so shown on the Get Ready With Me and the all the social media so they can have their steps. They're just much safer that way.
And simple.
Okay, now the true tweens. What is that like?
10, 11, 12.
Okay. Any
I call
change
it the
from that age?
So you have two generations that is like your preteen era, which it could go to what we've talked about, very simple, 2 step in the morning, 2 step in the afternoon. And then the only thing that I would change for our teens, they might be looking for more. And you can give them more, still staying within a safe plan. What would I change? I would still do those simple steps, but maybe if they're starting to break out, which a lot of them do, I have patients that come in here that they're 9, 10 years old to get facial because they're breaking out because their hormones are starting to develop at this age. And we have to listen to their skin needs. So if they need a little bit of a scrub, maybe I'm going to build a scrub with honey that they can exfoliate once a week in the shower. And yes, remove the buildup of dead cells that they have in their chin or nose or the areas where they usually break out. So it will give them a little bit of an exfoliation. If they are craving that longer routine because it's fun and because they are very exposed to it, again, we can do a little mask and it could be a gel aloe vera mask. It could be a very gentle recipe where they can throw in once a week to hydrate their skin or to calm the inflammation. A lot of them are, I don't know, on the field playing soccer 5 times a week and their pores are dirtier now. So they would probably benefit from a very gentle scrub, a very gentle mask adding to their routine. But I will totally stay away from strong ingredients. Now, you do have extreme cases of like inflamed acne where it is more than the usual breakout. If it's totally out of control, I would totally recommend to see a dermatologist because they might need an antibiotic or they might need something stronger to control that. But from my perception of things, I think it's pretty easy and it gets solved with just a little bit of care.
So is it, from what I'm listening to you, some of these ingredients definitely cause irritation and worse if they're doing any type of hormone disrupting. But do you think it's safe to say that the products that are heavily advertised, like Drunk Elephant and Glow Recipe, are probably not the right products for younger girls?
Well, these are very famous brands, and a lot of them sell you the miracle product that fixes everything. And that is a lie. It's a lie, just like whenever a friend tells you, oh, I use this and that ingredient or product and so on, so and it worked wonders for me. But that doesn't mean it's going to work for you. So yes, there's great advertisement behind the brand, but it might not work for everyone. Now, what do we stay away from and what do we look for? It really depends on your skin. I'm a big fan and a big believer of the research done on the formulation of each product. I mean, water is a chemical, right? So it's very different when you say it's natural versus a chemical. But there are a lot of chemicals that are very stable, that they not penetrate your skin and they're not going to harm you, but they're not going to hurt your skin. And you need to believe in the research done by the right person. So when buying products or when looking for products, I'm a big fan of medical spas, dermatologist's office, and esthetician's office because we carry professional products. We don't carry the cookie cutter product that you will buy at any retail store. So there's deeper research into the products and there's more specific use towards the skin needs, if that makes sense.
But for those that can't afford to have not even give themselves spa treatments, let alone their tweens or teens, what are some of the products that they should be looking out for, either that are good or to avoid? Some of
Great,
the ingredients, should I say?
great question. I don't believe that to have a good product, you should break your bank. There are a lot of professional products or gentle products out there that they're pretty affordable. Like you can find a good moisturizer around $20, $25, especially for their skin because they don't need any actives in it. So it's just a gentle moisturizer. Like, I'm not going to advertise any brands, but you can also chat GPT and say, what's the cleanest, give me the 10 top cleanest brands for young people. And then go into each brand and read the ingredients. Are you looking for hormone disruptor? Are you looking for carcinogenics, or maybe free of all of those, And you can get to like some nice brands. I've seen some nice brands. I mean, here in California, we have Whole Foods and we have Sprouts. We have, oh my God, what is the other one? Jimbo.
How about Trader Joe's?
I'm not a big fan of Trader Joe's because we have found in the research that some of the ingredients are not so clean as they advertise because they build their own. So I would rather go to like a Whole Foods or a Jimbo's or oh my God, all of those more natural supermarkets that they carry brands. They usually have a very good person on the floor that they don't get commission for the products that sell. So for example, Ulta and Sephora and all of those stores, sometimes they go by commission. So they will recommend to you something that, it might not be the best option. So you want to have someone that has the knowledge. And sometimes I recommend people to go there and ask, listen, I'm looking for something for a 10-year-old just to hydrate. And they might give you something very thin, very gentle that could do the job and it's not going to disrupt the piece of their skin.
I love that advice. That's great advice. How do you feel about Sprouts?
I haven't been there in a long time.
Okay. I'm just curious. I'm trying to just throw out places that are easy for people to go to.
The last time I went in there, they had a few clean brands. So
Okay.
I would go to like a Sprouts or a Trader, what's it called?
Whole Foods?
Whole Foods. They have good options there.
I would go in there based on what you said, and I would still be lost. So can you give some indication of ingredients we should stay away from? Like if you see these 3 ingredients, stay away. And then conversely, here are the ingredients you want to look for.
Usually when you walk into Sprouts or Whole Foods, they have somebody that is well trained about the brands. They're usually, all of them are a little bit on the cleaner side. One of the products that people are more afraid when it comes to the composition of the ingredients is SPF. And there's been a lot talked about in social media and out on the fields saying, a lot of people have been using SPF, so therefore now they have more cancer and it's not true. The fact is that some of the SPFs, the particle size of the products don't even penetrate your skin. So if you want to stay with like a mineral option, look for a mineral SPF, you can go for it because it has less of a chemical filter. But again, the chemical filters are so thick, they don't really go through your skin. Like the amount it goes into our skin is like really nothing to worry about. Now, when it comes to specific products, I'm going to give you names and you might forget about it, like the oxybenzone and the octinoxid and the...
Well, and then you said too, for younger kids to stay away from the actives completely.
Exactly. So I feel like it's easier to remember, stay away from actives. If it says anti-comedogenic, will not clog your pores. So that's good too. Paraben free, tape free. But a lot of these don't even penetrate your skin. So a lot of these have been campaigns over the years, you know what I mean, by other companies. So for me, there's lots of different apps that you can download. And instead of trying to remember all of these names, I would scan them. You scan the barcode, you scan the ingredients, and you say, I'm worried about this label, tell me more about it. Or there's apps where you scan them and it gives you like a green, yellow, or red color of like safetiness. And that is a little bit easier to navigate than trying to remember all of these crazy names that are even like hard to remember.
Right. On a prior episode, we talked about an app called Bobby Approved, and that's one of them that does show any type of ingredients that would be of a concern to someone. So that's one example.
Bobby Approved, Bobby?
Correct.
Okay.
It's a green app.
Oh, that's good.
But it's primarily set up for food, but it also does healthcare things such as lotions, shampoos, that type of thing. So Angela's going to test it out.
I am, because I always doubt Sharon's fabulous finds. I don't.
He does doubt me.
I just do it out of curiosity.
There's there's another brand that I've seen some of my clients use. It's YUKA. And it's the same idea. You scan the barcode of the product and it gives you more info about it. So we don't need to be professionals. There's so many resources out there that will let us know what we need to know.
I know, that's crazy. My sister uses that app, and she swears by it.
The Yuka?
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out too, and we'll put that on our podcast notes. We'll put both of those apps so people can check them out easily.
Yes.
Like you said, it makes it so easy in the store. You scan the barcode, and it's yay or nay or why it's bad or why it's good, which I love.
Exactly. And I also believe that stress plays a big role on the way your skin looks. So if you're going to be stressing out so much about everything that you put on your skin, I think that's even worse than the product that you're putting on your skin that is not even absorbing.
Good point. Well, that brings us to our next point. When we're talking about the anxious generation and how this starts at such an early age, when kids hit puberty, how can we support them as grandparents when they're insecure about acne or breakouts? And there's just such a level of perfection on social media, and these teenage kids have cystic acne and they're very self-conscious. Can you give any suggestions on how grandparents or parents can support their child?
Of course. Well, society nowadays is very different from, not going to even go far, 10 years ago. It was a whole different society, and social media has showed us the good and the bads. It is very important that these kids are heard, are understood. Parents or grandparents, we need to listen to what they say. We need to listen to what they're not saying, which is important as well. And we need to listen to their skin. You might have access to a professional that can guide you through everything. Sometimes I even talk to my clients about weird stuff, and I even tell them, I'm going to ask you some weird questions, but I promise they all make sense. So we can educate them about being clean. And it's not only about washing your face, but like making sure their beds are clean, or making sure they're washing their hair if they went to a soccer tournament, or if they're wearing so much hair product, it's going to go under a pillow for I don't know how many days before it gets washed. So we can educate them about skincare. We can educate them about being clean in general with their person. We can educate them about food habits and a clean diet. I'm not saying you have to have the perfect diet, because I don't. We all have cravings, and I have 3 picky eaters, and sometimes it's just so hard. But I believe in a balance. I believe in an 80-20, rule where, yes, you're going to eat clean and everything, but 20% of the time you might not have time. You might not be in the mood, or you're out and about and that day we didn't eat clean. So I believe in balance. And I think that could be passed on pretty gentle into our kids. I truly believe that working in their self-esteem will help them overcome these comments in school or things they watch on social media. I believe we need to block things in social media. I don't let my kids roam around YouTube and TikTok and all of these channels freely. There's things you can put into your devices to block them from all this nonsense that people are talking about. And if you educate them strong enough, they're going to believe you more than an influencer that's getting paid for. It starts little by little. I believe it starts at home. And if their base at home it's very strong, they'll be able to ignore the nonsense out there. I do believe in listening to their skin. For example, I had a 9-year-old the other day that showed up with one of her moms. She was very self-conscious about the hair in her legs. And the mom called me very worried. She's like, I don't know what to do. She's 9 years old. What do I do? And I'm like, listen, if she's going to get waxed today or in 2 years and really doesn't affect her skin, but it's affecting her self-esteem and the way that other treats her, listen to her and maybe think about. And she brought her in. I waxed her, and she was a whole different kid. So I believe in listening to their skin needs, and it's not just it was not the hair. It's the way that she was treated in school. Some kids are very cruel, so let's look into what their skin needs, and they might not even care or know. You know what I mean? And if you see they're super breaking out, I would look for advice from a professional, or looking to these clean brands, or change their habits at home and try to figure out so they can heal it, because the sooner you heal it, the better.
So you brought back a bad memory of when I was young. I had very hairy legs, and it was hard, and my parents had a very strict rule. You can't shave your legs until you're 12, I think it was.
Mhm.
Something. I don't know. It was some
It was
year.
much more of a thing back then, for sure.
Yes, and oh my gosh, it was devastating. And then my younger sister, who's 8 years younger, they let her do it, like, years and years earlier, and I was so upset because I was like, "Why
Well,
did you make me suffer and you gave it to
No,
her?"
I love
Right.
Sharon's advice because it is like I think our thinking is very old-fashioned in that. My daughter was also hairy. Sorry for spilling your secrets, daughter, but I first was automatically in the, "Oh, no, 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 we're not doing that till we're 12." And then I started thinking, as you just said, Sharon, why does this matter? If she's gonna shave or wax or nair or whatever in 2 years, why does it matter if it's a little earlier? And she will feel so much less self-conscious when wearing shorts or bathing suits or skirts or whatever.
Right? I think that's something that as grandparents, we need to just let that go.
Oh,
And
100%.
parents too, because we all faced it, although I think my daughter would be happy if her daughter had hairy legs to do it, because she had to go through that with me as well.
No, I think no. We're not old-fashioned anymore.
The one thing I took from what you just said too was the cleaning of the sheets and the pillowcases,
Such great advice.
because I'm bad at that probably. I mean, we do switch our sheets out, but to your point about wearing a lot of hair products
Or sweaty skin. Like,
or sweaty skin, yeah. I mean, because I know these kids probably are not all showering right before bed. So interesting. Like, we need to be really thinking about that just for the health of the skin, and that could help all the acne that's
well,
going
and it's
around.
so much easier
True.
just buying some extra pillowcases, and maybe they could get in the habit of changing out their pillowcases several times a week.
Often. Exactly. That's what I was
Right.
about to say. But yes, when I have people dealing with acne or breaking out or blackheads, it's just, we'll do it more than once a week.
Well, thank you so much for all your advice. Let's leave the audience. What's one skincare message you wish every young girl could hear?
I believe that it is important to take care of your skin. I believe that it's important to know where you get the information from and not trust everyone out there. Also believe there's no one product that will fix it all. If it works for your friend, it might not work for you.
Love
That's
that. Perfect. Thank you so much.
yeah.
My pleasure.
And we'll see you next time on our next episode. We're going to continue the skincare talks with our expert, Sharon, the esthetician. Bye.
Thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe to the podcast so we can continue to grow our community. And follow us on Instagram at Working Grandmas Podcast, on Facebook at The Grand Balance, a Working Grandmas Podcast, and join our LinkedIn group, Working Grandmas. You can also email us at info@workinggrandmas.com or message us through any of our social media platforms.